Well, a fine good evening, everyone. This is Patricia, and I am traveling for history. Since the summertime, I have been thinking about what kind of videos I would be offering when I can't be outside because the weather is too inclement. Too snowy, freezing rain, sleet. Nobody really wants to drive through all that kind of weather. I mean, I certainly have. I've lived here, come March, it'll be 45 years. 45 years, is that really possible? Well, clearly it is. So most of my life I've spent here in Vermont. So the thing with being outside when it's really, really cold out, that's the other part of winter, isn't it? The really, really cold part. I can count on one hand the number of times we've had weather where the wind chill made it feel like 50. That's a 50 below. And I looked it up on my old phone, and so that's a wind chill. The temperature was 25 below, which equated to about negative 32 degrees Celsius, and 50 below zero. Granted, that's a wind chill, not a temperature, but it makes you feel like it's 50 below. That is equivalent to negative 46 degrees Celsius. Brr! So the problem with being outside, because I can dress up for that, I have. I've been out all 3 times when it's been that cold. The first time I was a kid, Mom decided it was a great time to go grocery shopping. To my sister, too, who was a little one in a stroller. But, we all survived. The other 2 times were 2 nights in a row, living here, actually. And I was out both of those nights. Why? I guess because I'm a dork. But again, remote car starter, start up with the heat, get up to the car, warm up. It's pretty easy in that sense. But being outside, otherwise, my teeth will chatter and my voice will slur. That's just what happens with being outside for too long. So some things I had thought about doing instead of being outside and freezing off my backside was offering some reviews. So this video is my first review, and I'm reviewing a movie I saw, which is based on a true story. In fact, let me read to you what it says about the description of it, and then I'll offer some comments and all that good stuff. The movie, by the way, is Taking Chance, starring Kevin Bacon. Quote, Taking Chance is the remarkable true story of one soldier's death in battle, another soldier's journey of discovery, and our nation's reverence and gratitude toward its war dead. After hearing of the heroic death of a young Marine in Iraq, veteran officer Lieutenant Colonel Michael Strobl, played by Kevin Bacon, volunteers to escort the remains of Lance Corporal Chance Phelps back to his hometown in Wyoming. Now, on a trip across America's heartland, Strobl will find himself on an unexpectedly emotional sojourn into the soul of a country mourning not only Phelps, but all of our country's fallen heroes. This DVD also includes some special features, and they are Bearing Witness, a featurette that includes interviews with Chance Phelps' friends and family, as well as a section on the real Lieutenant Colonel Michael Strobl, the real Chance Phelps. Interviews, home movies, and personal photos help to paint a more vivid picture of this hero, from script to screen. A featurette on how Taking Chance was made, from concept through production. And they have a deleted scene called I'll Watch Over Him. And on the front, it says this was an official selection of the 2009 Sundance Film Festival. I first saw this on Netflix. It's no longer on Netflix. Of course it's not. So I decided to buy the DVD because I had watched it numerous times on Netflix. So I figured I would probably watch it numerous times on DVD as well, and I have more than gotten my money's worth out of this thing. there are days when I will watch it once and I'll watch it 2 more times after that. It's just that good. I would say that the acting and the dialogue are spare. And the scenes, the visual scenes, the scenery is lush. So, got to learn quite a bit through the movie, because this is not a documentary, it is a movie. But learned a lot about how well, this is specific to the Marine Corps, but I would imagine this would be true across all the military options here in the U.S. But how they care for the body, and how they wash it and care for it, how they clean how they cleaned his watch and his medallion and tags, how they cleaned his uniform, his dress uniform, how they made him look as good as they could. Now, they did recommend a closed casket for him, and even though it was closed, they still took all this care to make him look like a proper Marine. Now, Strobl, Lieutenant Colonel Strobl, I'll just call him Strobl throughout the rest of this, escorted the body from start to finish. Strobl himself was having some challenges. Other people he had served with initially had gone on to serve had re-upped for more tours, and he did not. He took a desk job in the military, in the Marines, essentially reporting on the number of fatalities, injured, that kind of thing. And but a wife and kids should count a lot too in that kind of decision making. So he was having second thoughts and doubts about himself not fighting again. So there's that piece, along with what he's doing to escort this young man home. Now, the part that involves the nation's, how do they word this here? A nation's reverence and gratitude toward its war dead. That was portrayed throughout this movie. I'm just going to offer a handful of examples. So, for instance, when at the airport, he was when the coffin was encased in this cardboard box, and of course on the box was the sticker with all the information. So before this coffin could be loaded, he would have to check to make sure it was actually the same coffin. So he would, and then he would stand and do the slow salute. And when he did that, the baggage handlers would take off their hats, cover their hearts, and bow their heads. So it was showing the respect, certainly, of the baggage handlers. On the planes, he would when the plane was about to land, the flight attendant would come over and tell him that the flight was about to land, so he would get ready to get off. He would always get off first, and the pilot. So I think we know how it works. When the plane lands, everybody essentially pops out of their seats to grab their stuff to get ready to get off the plane. We've all seen that. I've done it too. Got planes to catch. Got to keep going. But in this movie, the pilot would come on and announce that it had been his honor to fly a fallen hero home, and the pilot would ask everyone to sit down and wait for this young man's coffin to be escorted off the plane. And in the movie, certainly everyone did sit down, and everyone was quiet as well, silent actually, which was moving. As there's another scene too when he's on the highway following the funeral home when he finally lands in Wyoming, and the funeral home is there to pick up the body. Turns out it's a small town, so the funeral, they knew him. They knew this young man who had died, and so they're going to transport the coffin from there, and Strobl is going to follow in his vehicle, a rental car. As they're heading up this, as they're driving down the highway, there's let me see, and mind you, he is in full uniform, not the dress uniform. What is it, dress blues? I think it's called dress blues. He wasn't in that uniform, but he wasn't in his uniform, his regular uniform. The cars behind these vehicles all turned on their lights. If you know, with a funeral procession, the cars in a funeral procession do actually turn on their headlights. It's what's done here in the U.S. It's really just to make sure that all the cars that are part of the funeral procession can go through the traffic lights and stop signs rather, all this to keep them all together. So, four-way stop, they just get to go. So, anyway, that was also pretty moving, to be honest. The whole movie is a tear fest. So I highly recommend that you have your box of tissues, since this is not a sponsored video, your box of tissues when you watch this movie. You're welcome. So, talking about just one of these featurettes, the deleted scene, I'll watch over him. Now, throughout the movie, Strobl has accompanied the coffin. He has stayed with the body the whole time. So there was a point in the movie when the body was going to be in a hangar or maybe a storage area, and the Strobl had an opportunity to go to a hotel, and instead he chose to unroll a sleeping bag and sleep next to the casket. Stuff like that. So the deleted scene, I'll watch over him. He's at the building where the funeral is going to take place, and another officer comes in and says to him, "I'll watch over him," so that Strobl could go back to the hotel and, sleep, get ready for the next day. But if they had included that scene, it really would have destroyed the relationship he had had with Chance Phelps. Well, Chance Phelps' body, anyway. So I'm glad they deleted the scene. It was a good call. It was the right call for this film. Anyway, the featurettes are very good. Bearing Witness, which was the including the interviews with the friends and family, as well as a section on the real Lieutenant Colonel Michael Strobl, and then the real Chance Phelps, the interviews, home movies, and personal photos. Awesome. I mean, they're just excellent. His friends and family spoke with such love and admiration of this young man who died much too soon. So my recommendation is I would give this movie 10 stars if I could. It is just that good. It's excellent. Just excellent. So I think I bought this on eBay. It may be available on Amazon. I don't know. But I find eBay tends to be less expensive than Amazon for movies. But anyway, again, highly recommend it. And again, this is what it looks like. Taking Chance, starring Kevin Bacon. So thanks so much for coming with me today on this review. If you like my content, I would ask that you subscribe to my channel. Why not? We both love history. And when you do subscribe to my channel, please click on the notifications bell, because then you'll be notified each and every time I upload a brand spanking shiny new video just for you. And today is, what is today? January 6th. January 6th, 2022. What happened in 2021? I blinked. I swear, I blinked. Gone. And I'm still uploading every day of the week. So subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Join the others who have already subscribed. 118 people. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I truly appreciate it. Appreciate your support, and it really helps. So anyway, appreciate you coming along today. This is Patricia, and I am traveling for history. Until I see you again, y'all have a great night. Bye.